Welcome. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today for this joyous occasion. I'm Ana Yerena, Associate Professor in the School of Urban Studies, and I have the honor of offering our land acknowledgement today. Every community owes its existence and vitality to generations from around the world who contributed to making the history that led to this moment. We recognize that all of us at UW Tacoma learn, live, and work on or near the unceded territory of the Coast Salish people. In particular, our campus is situated on the traditional lands of the Puyallup tribe. As we gather here today, we also want to acknowledge the lands of the Muckleshoot, Nisqually, Suquamish, Snohomish, Sammamish, Duwamish, and all traditional lands on which we live and work. We want to acknowledge these histories of dispossession and forced removal and reflect on this history in ways that honor and keep us committed to the cause of social justice for Indigenous populations. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Alimodares, Dean of the School of Urban Studies.
Thank you, Professor Yerena, and good afternoon and welcome to the 2022 hooding/graduation ceremony of Master of Science in Geospatial Technologies. I want to begin by reintroducing myself in a different way, and that is, yes, I am the Dean of the School of Urban Studies. However, these students did not have me this year, so I need to thank the folks who ran the school while I was on loan as the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, overseeing all the 7 schools. With that, I wanted to start by thanking our students and thanking the families, friends, and loved ones who trusted us with your education during a difficult time. Very few in my generation can talk about having attained a degree during a pandemic, a global pandemic. You trusted us, you came to us, and you spent a year working really hard under various pedagogical modes to get your degrees. We appreciate you and we congratulate you. We also thank you for the support that you have provided to our students and your loved ones to go through this program in the whole year. We know that nobody finishes their degrees or accomplishes what they do just by themselves. It's everyone involved. So congratulations for your resiliency, congratulations, and thank you for what you have supported our students. But also I want to thank our faculty members and staff. Our faculty members are stellar. They also have tried to figure out how to deliver their educational service to this campus and the research knowledge that they bring and the knowledge that they bring to the campus under these conditions. So thank you for all the work that you have done. You see them in the front. These are the stellar MSGT faculty member in that regard. So thank you to them. Once again, congratulations to the most resilient generation of students, and you are among them. Congratulations. Thank you so much. And I hope that I get out of the way so you can actually continue with the graduation ceremony. Thank you for having me here. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Alan Foote, who will deliver who's serving as academic speaker at the ceremony.
Hello. Oh, it does work. Good. Thank you up front, yes, as well, for all of the education you've given us. It's been really fun and fascinating and challenging to do this, but it's also been a lot of fun to do it with you guys, and Liam will take more of that lean later. Either way, we had a year together. We started last autumn with Dr. Jim Thatcher and Dr. Emma Slager over here, teaching us 2 different layers of study. Jim being more the critical GIS theory, we were kind of diving into the ways that you can use this technology to solve problems and the way other people use them to kind of solve problems in some more abstract ways and abstract thinking. Emma complemented that with a simpler kind of course, but also complicated in the world of like web development and using HTML language, CSS, and JavaScript to build little web pages. My first one was just like a map of falafel joints that I like. And it sort of culminated with a little more complex data analysis and full web pages with interlocking connections that was all just totally anathema to me before, but ended up becoming pretty fun to play with. My favorite being David's little map, or it was a web page about like a little magical potato that sort of was going to wizard school, and it was very cute. And this winter it got a little more complicated. We had 3 course loads, one being Jim again teaching us kind of more applied Python language, which is kind of a coding language that we can use to sort of program things and incorporate it into the web development that Emma was also teaching on a more mobile scale, teaching kind of how to put together web applications and like little forms. And we all use web apps for everything, you know, even recording what's going on right now, more than likely. At the same time, we had to combine all of our energies to also put together our capstone idea. Like, what is it we're here to do? Taking all this knowledge and, you know, what is it we want to do? And we all have very different ideas of how to use this technology to kind of do good in the world in different ways. And so that was really fun and really challenging, and we all learned from it. Last spring was a little more, also kind of different. Emma took a sabbatical, so Jim took on both the classes, teaching us environmental planning applications, where we kind of learned. We're given, by this point, sort of a little bit more free rein to sort of use the knowledge we've got so far to solve our own problems. Like, here's the problem, you figure it out. And everyone kind of had their own different way of doing it, which was really neat. At the same time, we also worked together in a group in the other class to build 4 different maps of varying degrees. One was a 3D map. And then we also built David put together like a board game of weather that I still don't understand, but it was lovely. And we kind of did like a future map and an alternate version map and just different cartography layers. And now we kind of spent the summer just sort of working on our capstone individually. So we've only seen each other a couple times. I think this is the 3rd time we've all seen each other this summer, but it's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot. And I look forward to taking this knowledge into another layer as just a person in the world, being able to apply it to different sort of capacities and different agencies. And I think we all have different pathways that we're going to take it, but it definitely has a lot of value, and we thank you for that.
You haven't met me yet, but I'm going to introduce Liam, who is our speaker tonight on the social side of things. Liam Fisher.
Well, good evening. Alan took a lot of what I was going to talk about there, but that's fine. We didn't plan ahead. Really, it's impossible to overstate rather. Which one is I? I'm not going to bother figuring out which one which one of those would be right there. But with a cohort this small, it is hard to say just how much the people involved. The people involved really were the program in this case, because we all knew each other. We were all working in close collaboration and working together throughout this entire process. And it has been my honor this entire time to work with and work in parallel to or extremely intelligent, creative individuals. When it came to developing those maps together, it was really a matter of everyone's individual creativity and interesting different ideas about what we might want to do and what we could do and how we could do these things that led to the results. We mapped We mapped a version of this school that never was and a version of this school that could still be. We mapped just what it meant for each of us to come here and meet every day. We mapped the internet not as a network of wires and computers, but as an ecological burden. And all of that was only possible because as every one of us was contributing actively to the discussion and to the thinking about how to solve things by looking forward to what can we do and what would be fun to do. It wasn't just a matter of taking one step forward at a time, not thinking ahead, or of just solving problems blindly. It was a matter of getting together, or talking, staying in constant contact, and through that collaboration in a group of 5 people who had known each other for, in some cases more than, but in most cases just 1 year. But in that time had come to know each other very well. I don't know how, sorry. I am not much of a public speaker, but I'm trying. Regardless, as happy as I am to be graduating today, I am all the happier to be graduating alongside all of them. Because without them, this would not have been possible, just like it would not have been possible without our instructors or without my family's support. Everything came together to put us here today. It wasn't just a matter of our own work or of the instructors' work. It was a matter of all of us. Everyone here had something to do with everyone else here or being here. And I think that's amazing.
Thank you, Liam and Alan. It's great to see both of you. My name is Matt Kelly. I'm the chair of GIS Things in the School of Urban Studies and was the graduate coordinator this past year. And I know most of these students quite well, the program quite well, and am excited to see a graduating cohort during such a difficult time. There's 3 points I really want to make tonight about this cohort. The first being that we're still in the middle of a pandemic, and they decided to take on a graduate program with so much uncertainty. Was it going to be online? Was it going to be face-to-face? Were we going to go face-to-face and then cancel things and go online halfway through the quarter? Some sort of hybrid situation? We didn't know, and they didn't know, and they joined us anyhow. It's the smallest cohort we've ever had, but I think that has led to a really strong bond amongst themselves. It's a great cohort from everything I've heard, and I expect them to be doing amazing things as they leave and go out into the wider world. The second point I want to make is that this is a 1-year program. So not only did they take on such an amazing challenge during a pandemic year, but it's a 1-year program. No one in their right mind does a graduate program in 1 year. 1 year, 4 quarters. They got here less than a year ago. Alan mentioned that first class. That was less than a year ago. They've now done 4 full quarters, conducted an independent research project, and are walking out the door ready to take over the world. That's an amazing feat. And that leads me to the third point that I want to make. This is not an easy graduate program. This wouldn't be an easy graduate program in 2 years, which is a normal master's degree, but they did it in 4 quarters. We don't just deal with critical theory. We don't just deal with data. We deal with spatial data. We deal with design. We deal with analytical methods. We deal with web programming. They've done a lot this year, and they're well prepared to go out and take over the world. We teach in a lot of our classes that with great power comes great responsibility, particularly when it goes when it goes to becoming a cartographer, the way these folks have done. People trust maps And they're very good at making maps. They're very good at analyzing data, turning those data into maps, and telling us stories about the way the world is, or the way we ought to see the world. So it's impressive what they're able to do. I say this every year, but they come out able to do things that I can't do. And I've been doing this for, I don't know how many years, a long time. Yeah? Just a few years, I don't know, since the late 90s. It's been a long time. So it's impressive what they can do now. We're going to move now into, well, actually, no, let's give them a round of hand. It's impressive. We are going to move into the hooding phase of the ceremony. And this is a very traditional part of moving out of being a graduate student and into the community of graduates. They'll be joining a vast network of alumni from the School of Urban Studies Master of Science in Geospatial Technologies program. As they move out, we will confer their hoods. Doctors Jim Thatcher and Emma Slager will join me on the stage. Jim and Emma were the two primary faculty members in the graduate program this past year. Every single class was taught by them. And as we move through the ceremony, I'll be calling your students' names, or these students' names, not your students, the graduates' names, and they'll walk up, and then either Emma or Jim will place their hood on them, and they will be officially a part of the club. And then we'll teach you the secret handshake afterwards, okay? Okay, so to do this, I will read your name, and then I believe you all know who is hooding you. Yes? Okay, so here we go. Taylor Ryan Braden. Congratulations, Taylor. Taylor has also been our graduate assistant all year in the labs. Okay. Liam Fisher. Congratulations, Liam. Oliad Bekele Gamechu. Congratulations, Oliad. David Stocks. Congrats, David. And finally, Alan Benjamin Foote. Congratulations, Alan. Okay, this is our cohort for 2022. Congratulations to you all. We are going to move into the more social part of our event. We have food and celebration to be had outside. But with this, you all are official. You're credentialed. You're graduates. We look forward to seeing what you're going to do because you have the potential to do amazing things. Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming out and sharing this experience with us. And we will look forward to talking to you more outside. And with that, I think that we can move on out. Thank you. Congratulations, everybody.